We are witnessing a very disturbing phenomenon with humans right now. Okay, we're seeing people who claim to be these moral, righteous, even logical people who are fully condemning the war crimes of a small militia group, and rightfully so, but fully supporting the war crimes of a superpower. We're seeing people say, oh my God, it's so horrible what Hamas is doing to these civilians, oh, the women, the children. But in the same breath are saying it's time to wipe out Gaza. If that is not the most demonic thing I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what is. There are 2 million people living in Gaza. Half of them are kids. And all of them who are not Hamas fighters are civilians. I don't know exactly how many Hamas fighters have infiltrated Israel, but I'm pretty sure that number is under 2,000. You cannot claim to be against the killing of civilians, but then encourage a government to go bombard 2 million civilians for the actions of 1,000. Like, your selective outrage and racism is so loud right now, so loud. I also love how people just seem to be so confused by the violence of Hamas. Like, they just cannot wrap their minds around so much violence, and they just can't understand how people who have grown up almost all their lives in an open air prison and whose only experience with an Israeli has been violence and oppression and control. You're telling me that you just do not know what that kind of trauma does to a human mind, and you just cannot understand how that can radicalize somebody. No, wait, you actually do. You actually do. Because when Ukraine was getting invaded, it was, let's send them all the money and weapons so they can go kill the Russians. When 9/11 happened, it was, oh my God, how dare they do this to us? Let's send some troops there so they can bomb their countries. So you do understand violence. You understand it very well, but only when it comes from white skin. Only white skin is allowed to be violent. You know, it's understandable when white people become violent. It's justified. It's always the people who claim to be the most morally superior, you know, whether it's by their religion or their philosophy, who are the most morally corrupt. The more you claim that you're this moral and good person who would never do these horrible things, the more you're capable of doing them. And we see that very clearly with Israel's retaliation and the people supporting them. I'm also seeing a lot of people who are now pulling away their support for Palestine because of what they've heard about Hamas. And look, nobody is asking you to support Hamas, okay? And in fact, you don't even have to support Palestinians, because at this point in time in history, we are so exhausted and we're so used to not being supported anyway. However, it is perfectly possible to sympathize with the victims of Hamas without siding with the state of Israel. The people, the state, those are two different things. Trust me, because there are so many Israelis who don't even agree with their government and do not support what Israel is doing either. I just want you to realize that when you say you stand with the state of Israel, you're standing with a state that has been founded on the ethnic cleansing and displacement of over 700,000 Palestinians. You're standing with an apartheid state that has over 65 anti-Arab laws within its borders. You're standing with illegal occupation and land theft and violation of the UN laws. You're standing with murder of children, women, and kids. And now you're standing with genocide, because that's what's going to happen if Israel decides to wipe out Gaza. I want you to really think about that the next time you want to hop on social media and post, I stand with Israel. Because baby, you might as well have been a Nazi supporter in the 40s. I'm terrified for the people of Gaza, because now we have America that wants to send its biggest Navy ship there. Like, what is this? What are we doing? Is this Hiroshima Part 2? Is this moral? It's scary. It's terrifying what people are hiding under their Christianity or Judaism or even Islam. It's really fucking scary. I'm done here.